Good morning, students. Today, in the front-end design tool VB.NET lecture series, we will discuss ADO.NET namespace. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about ADO versus ADO.NET, and in the ADO.NET, in this we will see ADO.NET data namespaces and ADO.NET object model. So let's start. In the ADO.NET data namespaces and its 5 supporting namespaces define the ADO.NET functionality. Take a brief look of these namespaces. These namespaces reside in the system.data.dll assembly. These namespaces actually reside in the system.data.dll assembly. In the following figure shows the content of this assembly in the ILDASM utility. So let's see. So you can see the figure. When we, in this ADO.NET data namespaces, you will find system.data. However, there is a, the system.data, set extension, system.data.link, system.data.oracle client, like this. But here we are talking about the system.data namespace. Okay, so this is the, you can say, the primarily namespace. The rest of the, the namespaces, you will the 6 ADO.NET namespaces are: number one, system.data. The second one is system.data.common, system.data.oledb, Microsoft.data.odbc, system.data.sql client, and system.data.sql types. So these 6 ADO.namespaces are there. Now, one by one, we will explore all these things. Now, first, we will start from the system.data. So the system.data namespace is the core namespace of the ADO.NET. It consists of the base classes of the ADO.NET architecture. All data providers use these classes. It defines classes that represent tables, columns, rows, and data sets. Some common classes from this namespace: data view, data view manager, data set, data table, data row, data column, and data relation. To use these classes in your application, you need to add a reference to the system.data namespace. So, if you wish to use these classes in your application, you need to add a reference to the system.data namespace. Now, the second is system.data.common namespace. So, the system.data.common namespace defines common classes. These classes are base classes. For concrete data provider classes, these classes are shared among all data providers. DB connection, data adapter, DB data adapter, data column mapping, and data table mapping are some of the class defined in this namespace. To use these classes in your application, you need to add a reference to the system.data.common namespace in your application. Now, the system.data.oledb, the system.data.oledb namespace defines classes to work with OLEDB data source using .NET. OLEDB data providers. To work with an OLEDB data source, you must have an OLEDB provider. For that data source, each data provider component has a class corresponding to it. These classes start with OLEDB followed by the component. For example, OLEDB connection class represents a connection object. Some of the common classes of the namespaces are OLEDB data adapter, OLEDB data reader, OLEDB command, OLEDB command builder, OLEDB error, OLEDB parameter, OLEDB permission, and OLEDB transaction. To use these classes in your application, you need to add a reference to the system.data.oledb in your application. Now the next namespace is the Microsoft.data.odbc. The Microsoft.data.odbc namespace defines odbc.net data provider classes to work with the ODBC data sources. To work with ODBC data source, you need to install an ODBC driver for a database. The Microsoft.data.odbc namespace classes start with ODBC, followed followed by the component. For example, the ODBC connection class represents a connection object. Some of the common classes of this namespaces are ODBC data adapter, ODBC data reader, ODBC command, ODBC command builder, ODBC error, ODBC parameter, ODBC permission, and ODBC transaction. To use these classes in your application, you need to add a reference to the Microsoft.data.odbc namespace in your application. The next is system.data.sql client. System.data.sql client is defined SQL.NET data provider classes to work with SQL Server 7.0 or data databases. Similar to ODBC and OLEDB classes, the classes in this namespace start with SQL. For example, common classes are SQL connection, SQL data adapter, SQL command, SQL data reader, and SQL transaction. If you wish to use this in your application, you will have to make a reference of system.data.sql client. The next is SQL system.data.sql client. The namespace define SQL.NET data provider classes to work with SQL Server 7.0 or later. System.data SQL type providers, a group of classes representing the specific types found in SQL Server. Some of these classes are SQL binary, SQL money, SQL string, SQL double, SQL datetime, and SQL numeric databases. Similar to ODBC and OLEDB classes, the classes in this namespace start with SQL. For example, common classes are SQL connection, SQL data adapter, SQL command, SQL data reader, and SQL transaction. Now we will discuss the ADO.NET object model. So the ADO.NET object model is nothing but the structured process flow through various components. The object model can be pictorially described as, see in this picture you can see that there is a data provider. With the help of the data provider, the connection is established. There is a command. With the help of the command, you can read the data reader is there. Data adapter is there. Data adapter, there are different sort of things we can, different operations we can perform, like select command is there, insert command, delete, and update. So the four-man operation we can perform with the help of this data adapter. One is called the select command if you wish to select the data from the table. If you wish to insert the data, so you can use the insert command. If you want to delete the data, you use the delete, and if you wish to update the command, you will use this update command. There is one thing that is called the data set. So data, relation connection. With this data adapter, is also you can connect with the data table collection, and the data table collection is consists of data table, data rows, data columns, data, and data constraints. So this is all about the data ADO.NET object model. And in this we have talked about the data set. So data set represents a subset of the database. It does not have a continuous connection to the database. To update the database, reconnection is required. The dataset contains data table object and data relation object. The data relation object represents the relationship between two tables. The data table and the data rows class. The data table class represents the tables in the database. It has the many important properties. Most of these properties are read-only properties except the primary key property. The next one is the data row class. The data row class, object represents a row in a table. It has the many important properties. The data adapter and data reader object. So the data adapter object acts as a mediator between the dataset object and the database. This helps the dataset to contain data from multiple databases or other data sources. The data reader object is an alternative to the dataset and data adapter combination. This object provides a connection-oriented access to the data records in the database. These objects are suitable for read-only access. So this is all about the ADO.NET object model. Here we will, these are the references, and this is the next ADO.NET Nemesis we have discussed. So in the next topic, in the next lecture, we will discuss about more on ADO.NET. Fine, or we will see how we will create a connection in the ADO.NET. Okay, so here I will stop. Okay, thank you.